Previously on the Takedown, 9-time UFC champion Matt Hughes traveled to Namibia for a native game safari. The team is guided by professional hunter Ace Schickerling of CKS Safaris.
Africa's a big ground. A lot of different animals. Everything from the small to the big, to the plant eaters, to the meat eaters.
The team has spent the last 6 days hunting the flatlands of central Namibia.
They say I'm going to the Caprivi. I've never been to the Caprivi. Everybody talks very highly of it, so I'm excited.
The Takedown with Matt Hughes is sponsored by Browning, the best there is. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Zeiss, we make it visible. Arctic Cat, share our passion. Otis Technology, smart gun care. Yeti Coolers, wildly stronger, keep ice longer. The Wildlife Gallery Custom Taxidermy Studio. Cold Steel, anytime, anywhere. And by Hell's Canyon. See you there.
You know, I've been here 6 days, and it's nice to not hear airplanes, cars, neighbors, vehicles. It's very out here in the quiet. Nothing going on, and I like it that way, just us here hunting. I appreciate the relationship between Ace and Simone.
We go to the Angel Dam and stuff.
Yeah. I like it when they talk. I can't understand what they're saying, but I like it when they're talking to each other.
Bring die tripod saam asseblief.
Bring die tripod, samba beleefd. Simone wants to be a PH. He's been hunting since he was 18 years old, so he's right on track with Ace. It's not a boss and a worker, it's a team out there, and I like that.
For the first time in 4 months, rain is seen on the horizon.
Looks like all the clouds got together and there's a couple of raindrops falling.
I've got my dogs here, Rex, he's smelling the rain.
Namibia has battled severe drought conditions since 2013, forcing the local population to take extreme measures.
This is a man-made water hole which we installed here, which runs a water pump. Without waters like this, it would be extremely tough for the animals to survive.
No creature is spared.
We walked across that dead eland. It's just the circle of life. Everybody's got to eat, you know, and the buzzards have got to eat, the hyenas got to eat, everybody's got to eat, and, you know, even though that, you know, that big eland lost its life, somebody else is living because of it.
With such a precious resource on its way, Simon has decided to take advantage of his time by preparing his crop for the bounty to come.
This is a job what I can do in my house. To clean my carrot, to plant something, and to clean the yard. It's like that. It's good to do something in your house if you are off. Yeah. It's a new garden what I'm starting 1 month and a half to plant something to eat. Like carrots, it's take 3 months and a half, and the cabbage is 4 months.
It's not whether the crops will survive the 4 months of dry, arid conditions. It's keeping the weekly meat rations from rotting that worries Simon and his family the most.
This is our cool box. We put our meat here because we don't have a fridge here, only a cool box.
And sometimes you can just eat a soup without meat because our meat is rotten. Please, any help with a cool box, to change our life.
And to eat the rotten meat is not good. Yeah, we don't want to eat that. Wow! Yes! Very good box, Shariwane. Huh? Man, thank you very much. Yes, it's a nice cool box, huh? Here! It's making me happy. Oh, wow, yeah. Bandula lela lela lela, Mr. Yeti. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm very happy to see the new cool box from Mr. Yeti present me. Oh, I'm so happy. Really, it can help us long time, maybe 7 days, the whole week. We put our meat in here. Oh, it's that one we was having only 2 days. It helped. It will help a lot, really. As a nice cool box, I'm happy.
This segment is presented by Cold Steel.
We still have a couple of animals left on our wish list, and specifically this morning, considering the conditions, we're going to head into an area where we usually see a couple of sable bulls hanging out. So hopefully we can get lucky and run into 1 or 2 sables.
Always wanted a sable. My son has always wanted a sable. So now I'm hunting a sable.
In Namibia, sable is most probably one of the more desired animals.
For the sable, we're using a Browning X-Bolt medallion in 300 Win Mag, shooting a Hornady 165 grain GMX bullet, topped off with a Zeiss scope.
They arrive to the area and move quickly.
Spotted a sable. We don't know how close we can get to it. We don't know really its size yet, so we're gonna go take a close look. Could be a shooter, could not. The sable is called the king of the antelope. If I was going to be an animal, if I was going to be an antelope, I'd want to be the sable.
He's covered by too much brush. Must maybe try and get around that side. Maybe we'll have a clearer shot at him.
I did get a glance at the sable. So now I'm kind of excited. My blood's going a little bit. This frontal shot for me wasn't the most confident. I want to find something to pinpoint on. And when he's got this grass that's coming up, I don't get that luxury.
When you're ready, you can go ahead and shoot that bull. It's very nice. Right on the shot. Good shot. He went down. Reload. Just stay on that spot. If he gets up, shoot him again. Okay, I think he's done. Crank your scope power down. You want to get another shot?
Yes, yes, yes.
Behind the shoulder in the center of the chest. There we go. Yes, that's a dandy sable, eh?
I'm excited before I get the gun on the sticks. I'm excited the whole time. This is an animal I'm really, really wanted to hunt. When I squeeze that trigger, I do see the animal go down, and he went down like a sack of hammers, and I got excited because I knew after seeing that he was hit hard. Yeah, this is an animal I've been talking about for years, Ace. Last time we were together, we were talking about the sable. This will be a huge trophy for me, you know. Dan, who you met, and the boys at the Wildlife Gallery will get this for sure.
Here we go, and this bull is most probably in his prime right now. He's most probably around about 6-7 years old. And from here on out, the only thing that he was going to do was to start wearing these tips down. So, in his prime. And he was all on his own, running around here.
So he was dominant. Is that the way?
Well, he was on his own. He's not with the females. So, but yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful bull, solitary bull. So that's the ones we're looking for, right?
I'm
Well
excited.
done.
I am excited. After the sable, it really took me back to my fighting days, because when I got done with the fight, what I wanted to do the most was get with my buddies and just relax, very low key. And at the end of that hunt, I got my hands on my sable, my big prize, had all my buddies with me. That's one of those things I'll never forget.
It's been a fantastic plains game hunt. We've harvested great animals, great trophies, had great experiences. And the best part of all is we're not even done with the hunt yet. We still need to go up to the Caprivi and go look for buffalo and hippo.
After a successful plains game hunt, the team prepares for departure to the dangerous game area.
They say I'm going to the Caprivi. I've never been to the Caprivi. Everybody talks very highly of it, so I'm excited.
From where we base the Caprivi Strip is about 1,400 kilometers.
The Caprivi Strip, a long, narrow extension of Namibia, running 450 kilometers from the northeast corner to the Zambezi River.
We just got to, I don't even know where I got to. Ace, where did we just arrive?
Katima Mililu.
Yep.
At the Mpacha airport in the Zambezi region.
In the Zambezi region. One thing you could notice is the temperature was a lot warmer.
Yeah, the Caprivi can get very hot, especially this time of the year. From the beginning of October, it starts getting up to 100 degrees and it's very humid as well.
Driving to the Conservancy from the airport, you know, we got off the main roads and we're starting to hit sand roads and mud huts. Kind of takes you back in time, which I like. What is that? What is that show? Fantasy Island. Remember when you get off the plane, somebody puts a lei around you and it gives you a cold beverage?
For this specific hunt, we'll be hunting own use animals, which is not the same as a trophy animal.
You know, I like the idea that it's a meat hunt and everything's going to get used right there, and I get to see that happen. It doesn't really bother me that I don't get to take the trophies home. Would I like to? Yes. But I'm a big fan of the whole scenario of just giving back.
The Namibian government has a system where they allocate quota for each conservancy every year.
The area is rich in wildlife and has an abundance of natural resources. Local communities have organized themselves into communal area conservancies.
I think the Salambala Conservancy is also important because whatever is done in Salambala, it goes to the community for the benefits of the community.
We are hunting these animals so people can eat. That's the bottom line. Whatever we kill will get dressed right there and donated to people in need.
What would happen if Namibia decided to shut down hunting?
Yeah, actually on that issue of hunting ban, I'm sure if they're going to do it, I think the people are going to suffer because the Conservancy is paying a lot of income to the community because as far as you know, we got the people, they got the cattle, they got the farms, and then also the Conservancy is paying the benefit to the people when their crops are destroyed through the generating what we got it from the Conservancy.
This is elephant ivory that was collected from another camp and is going up to safekeeping and quarantine. All animals that have got cloven hoof have the potential of having foot-and-mouth disease, and this area's got a lot of foot-and-mouth disease. So everything's got to be quarantined, which is a bit crazy because elephant, hippo, crocodile, and zebra don't have cloven hooves, and therefore you don't have to quarantine their trophies. But the regulation says everything across the border has to be quarantined 30 days.
Do you think this would truly help, or is it a waste of time?
What, the quarantining? Of non-cloven hoof?
Yeah.
It's a total waste of time. The problem is if the laws change and people misuse them, abuse them, there's not enough control. There's not enough government control.
If the people say there was a corruption there, I think we should come together and then we sit down and then we solve problems.
The Caprivi is a strange place to hunt sometimes. We'll work our way up like that, check the brush, and if there's nothing there, then we'll go down closer to the river, come down along the river. Maybe we'll
we'll catch something.
Getting into Salambala, we've got a pretty good idea of where the buffalo should be and where we've seen them previously. As a PH, you always know that it's risky. You know, there's not a lot of room for error.
So I'm not intimidated. I know that Ace is smart. I trust him, and I tell you what, if you go in there intimidated, I think you might have a problem.
Ace and Matt arrived at the Salambala Conservancy.
Suddenly, looking to my left, I immediately spot buffalo about 60 yards away in the thick brush.
Matt, that's a nice bull. It's an old ducker bull. You can get ready.
You know, we bump these buffalo, and I dislike doing that. I dislike putting an animal in a walk or a trot or a run and then trying to trail him and catch up to him later. I'm not doing a whole lot of thinking. I'm following him, watching him, and making sure I do exactly what he wants me to do. That's the priority on my mind.
Obviously, because we're so close to them at this stage, they know we're there and they spook. They take off running.
When Ace tells me to shoot, the animal is at a slow trot. I know how my bullet's going to travel. I know the lead I need to take, and I'm confident to take that shot.
Now in the middle. Shoulder. There.
So we see him go down, we run up. Ace says, put another shot in him.
Okay, good stuff. Check his eye there. Okay. Woo! Good stuff, man. Well done.
It's intense, and I like intensity. That was a little chaotic and a lot of intensity. He looks old.
It's an old guy, steps are worn. Hard bosses. Beautiful bull.
My first dangerous game.
Congratulations. Well done, Matt. No, it's a fantastic buffalo.
Out of breath, excited. First dangerous game, man. And he's big and old, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. Big and old, post-productive, and everybody's rooting for me around here to get this guy because they get the meat. So yeah, got a lot of help just because it's a good thing around here. This isn't a trophy hunt. I don't get anything out of this. I get some pictures out of it. This is my first dangerous game animal. I'll never forget it. Always be my first Cape buffalo. Can't wait to come back and do it all again.
The buffalo is down. Matt's happy, I'm happy, and now it's time to make the villagers happy.
The Takedown is sponsored by Browning, Hornady, Zeiss, Arctic Cat, Otis Technology, Yeti Coolers, The Wildlife Gallery, Cold Steel, Hell's Canyon, and these fine sponsors. After a successful Cape buffalo hunt, the meat will now be quartered and surrendered to Conservancy officials for distribution to the local population.
I'm gonna skin out the buffalo, load up the meat, and then take it to the Conservancy office.
So we get him loaded, get to the camp, and when we get there, there's an elephant head there full of maggots that somebody, the last hunter, obviously just left there and didn't take care of.
What happened was it's one of the other outfitters that promised the guys that if they bury this, or if they cape out the elephant and pull the tusks and stuff, he will give them some money, and apparently he changed his mind. So the guys just left the skull here standing in the skinning shed for a week. And yeah, I'm not very happy about it, and I don't want to skin here because we're going to be distributing the meat. So we're going to get some soap and clean this place up nicely before we start skinning, you know, so that the meat can be nice and clean.
You know, it didn't really bother me that I had to clean the place up. What bothered me is somebody else didn't do what they were supposed to do. I took a little responsibility. I stepped in. I helped clean up as best I could. We got it all taken care of. We're going into a village to the conservancy. We're going to give the meat to them, and they will distribute the meat to the people who need it.
We've just finished skinning the buffalo at camp. It's an Ambala camp. We're here at the conservancy office now. I just spoke to the conservancy management and the Indunas. They said they want to specifically distribute the meat themselves on this specific occasion. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our truck closer, put all the meat on the conservancy truck, and they'll distribute it to the villages as they see fit.
Culture here is just a lot different. The stomachs over here are just a lot different than ours. We would never have taken meat to a place and then thrown it on a floor or the ground and people come pick it up and take it to go cook themselves. Just so much different than I'm used to.
Before all the meat is unloaded, a local chief has demanded he speak with Matt.
I'm not in the greatest mood because I just came from a camp that I had to clean up the maggots off of to dress my animal. So I've had kind of a long day a little bit, but this is the chief.
Pleasure. This is Patrick.
Pleasure to meet you guys.
Thank you very much.
He starts lecturing me about not doing the right things.
Whenever you come to somebody's area, if I go to America, I will never jump somewhere else beside meeting the leader. But why do you branch out always? Why do you always go outside before you meet the leader?
Well, it's different in the States. You'd never get to the president. That he was legit. He was the chief of that area, and I was the representative or the ambassador of the United States. So I wanted to give him all the respect I could. I stood there, I smiled, I shook my head.
I want to thank you very much because you told me it is not.
I've always said it's not really the animal I go after, but it's the experience. First off, it's Cape Buffalo. Number two, I was in an area that was just so interesting to me. And number three, we got to donate that meat all the way to the people who needed it. All in all, the buffalo hunt is a highlight for me, and like I said before, I'll be waiting to do it again.